soon as I enter the place, I can't help feeling a jab of imposter syndrome, as a little voice in my head chants, "You don't belong here." I might live in New York these days, but after growing up in a tiny California gold country town, I'm definitely still a small-town boy at heart, and I always seem to find myself much more at home in low-key diners and pizzerias rather than expensive fancy restaurants like this one. But David likes these kinds of places, and clearly this is a special night, so I say nothing as I meet him at our table, merely brushing a soft kiss to his lips before settling into the seat opposite him. He's already ordered wine for us, so I take a few sips as we talk about our day, and I study the limited options on the menu. Why is it that the more expensive the restaurant, the less food there is on offer? And what the hell is smoked potato cream? I ultimately decide on the steak, despite almost passing out at the insane price tag. I can only imagine there's something very special about this cow, in which case I should probably feel guilty for eating it. Damn paradoxes. So, what's new with you? I ask David, once the server has taken our order and is walking away. I think we should break up, he says, his expression completely mild, as though he's suggesting changing laundry days or trying a new hairdresser. It takes a moment for the words to actually register in my brain, but when they do, I can't help my mouth from falling open in horror. Wait, what? David merely shrugs. We've had a good run, Jesse, but I think it's time we parted ways. A good run? We've been living together for 2 years. Jesus, suddenly I feel like Elle Woods in Legally Blonde. And as much as I love that movie, I'm not exactly thrilled about this real-life reenactment. I managed to stop myself from quoting Elle and admitting to David that I thought he'd been planning to propose. But Jesus, how is this even happening? I walked into this restaurant with every intention of agreeing to spend the rest of my life with this man, and now, still completely dumbstruck, I gaze around helplessly at my surroundings, taking in the expensive air of the place, the fancy atmosphere, all the other patrons dressed in designer clothes. Why here? I asked numbly. Why the hell did you bring me to a place like this if you were just planning to dump me? David looks at me, his mouth turned down in a slight frown. Well, I thought... And the light bulb suddenly goes off. I let my eyes fall closed as a sigh of frustration escapes my lips. You thought if you did it in a fancy place like this, I wouldn't make a scene? David averts his eyes, and I have my answer. Pushing my chair back with a loud scraping along the floor, I get to my feet and lean over the table. Well, you thought wrong, I say loudly. Jesse, what are you doing? He asks warily, shooting awkward glances all around us. I straighten and spread my hands wide. What do you think I'm doing? I'm making a scene. I feel a slight surge of satisfaction when I feel a bunch of eyes turn their focus to me and David. Who breaks up with someone at a place like this after they've already ordered a $160 steak but haven't actually eaten it yet? What were you thinking? That I'd just want to sit here and finish dinner with you after you dumped me? David fidgets with the edge of the tablecloth, clearly uncomfortable. As my ex-boyfriend flails around for something to say, I flag down a passing server. Oh, excuse me, I'd like to take my steak to go. The server's eyes widen. Oh, we don't really... I cut her off with my most charming smile. I realize this might not be your usual policy, but you see, I was just dumped. I throw a dark look in David's direction before turning my attention back to the server. Before I had a chance to enjoy the delicious steak I ordered, I'm sure you can imagine I don't want to stay here and eat it. She offers a knowing smile. I'll see what I can do. Thanks so much. Oh, and I would love some dessert, too, I tell her as she's about to walk off. I had my eye on the cheesecake. Actually, make it 2 pieces, and a bottle of your finest Merlot. She grins at me, sliding an amused glance in David's direction. Jesse, David says in warning once the server has wandered off. I think I'll wait for my food at the bar, I say, ignoring the thunderous look he's now sending me as I push my chair in and step away from the table. Don't worry, I'll be out of the apartment before you get home tonight.